Welcome back to Dork Points, everybody. Hi, this is Ron.
Hi, this is Charlie.
And we are going to show you something truly terrifying. My friend Peppa Pig.
Dun-dun-dun.
Dun, dun, dun. How exciting.
Oh, yes. Totally exciting. Just the worst. It's very...
Is that a Freudian slip?
It's very boring. And...
Here's what it is we were watching the trailer for it and I thought, oh, here's a great kids game. And it's, well, first of all, let's say this, it's definitely for little kids, but to know simple game mechanics and how to move the game forward, little kids don't really do that, so it's kind of, you would still need a parent with you, and they're going to be bored out of their minds. Out of their minds, they're going to be bored. So, but we were watching the trailer for it, and I was like, oh, okay, a kid's game. And I was looking at it, and it doesn't show you what the game's like at all. It just looks like people running around.
It just looks like people talking.
Yeah, just sitting around talking or, like, walking back and forth on a screen. And sadly, kind of, that's what it is, really.
Yeah,
is
basically, all you do is just, like, run around and, do stuff, and I've come up with a theory that the garbage can is possessed. The one in the corner, because it shakes when you're like, hey, when you wave to it and or whatever, it like shakes, and I'm like, oh, that's possessed. And I had to find the dad his glasses, even though he left his glasses right on the kitchen counter, and I was like, how did you not see that? Are you blind? Oh, now I get why you need glasses.
And and then you get to we should say you get to build your own character.
Yeah,
and
but the character
designer, you don't like it?
No, not really. It doesn't have a lot of stuff. I usually like a lot of stuff to put on my character just in case I want a lot of stuff, because I am a person who likes, like...
Oh, yeah, there's this scene, too.
Where I didn't know that I had to move it forward myself, and I thought it would do it on its own. And when I got to the end, here you'll see, like, I thought it was going to move by itself, and so I stopped, like, halfway through, right there, and then I was like, oh, I guess I have to move it. That's dumb.
But, anyway, you get to build your own character, and, I mean, that's interesting. Let's talk about these loading screens here.
They're like 12 seconds long.
Yeah, these...
13.
We're still... Okay, and then the play group, and then you get into these little scenes where you can do stuff that are kind of neat and interactive. But any change to the scenery, or like if they... Well, you'll see right here. You have arrived at the play group, a place to learn and play with Peppa and her friends.
I didn't even go inside, I just walked right past. Because I did everything the opposite, she said. She would like, let's take our bikes.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, no, let's take the car. We're better than that.
That's true, she was playing against the game, kind of.
Yeah, like, I did not listen to the game at all.
But here's another scene where, oh, it's a wonderful day, let's go do this thing. And it's like, okay, cool, yes, please. And
they go up.
And where is it?
And
wait for it. Loading screen. Yes.
Loading screens.
Like,
and then
every little scene, there's a loading screen for, like.
And then there's just this long way of them just through the sky.
I mean, you could say this game is like super laid back or chill or zen, but as a parent, I would say it's frustratingly boring.
Yes, because the cutscenes are very long. And you don't have the choice to skip through the conversations or anything. You have to wait until they're done talking to move around. And it's like so infuriating. And one time, they gave me a choice to talk to the mama pig or don't talk to her. And I chose to just walk right past her and play in a puddle. Remember?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember.
That, like, the very start.
And now we've arrived in the forest. Isn't this exciting?
Yeah. It just says the forest. There's one butterfly. And then I accidentally clicked A, so we immediately went back.
Yeah, this is what.
This is when I accidentally clicked A.
Yep, and in we go.
In we go. And then I didn't really notice, but on the parachute, you can see that instead of like those little sack thingies, they have.
Oh, the anchor.
The fishing anchor, yeah.
All right, so that's Peppa Pig for the most part. We've said enough negative things about it. It's a little kid's game.
Yeah.
All right, moving on to the second game we played accidentally.
Coffee Talk.
In a row. That was so unintentionally boring. It's interesting because you have to make coffee a little bit. You like that part of it, right?
I like making food.
Yeah.
I like making food in video games, especially when it lets me decorate the food.
And it has that cool aspect of it, but the one problem I have to say is that there's a lot of talking in between.
Yeah.
And there's this huge backstory about how basically like an interdimensional gate opened up and all the elves and orcs, like all the fantastical creatures, fantasy creatures, are on Earth now, and they're just look in the background. There's like a cat person or something. I don't know what
sometimes there will be like a cat person with like a tail passing by, and then sometimes there will be a person with horns passing by, and then sometimes there will just be shady people with hoods walking past.
Yeah, and you don't see it here, but some of the characters you start interacting with are like orcs and elves and fairies and whatever. So that's a weird addition to a game that's basically making food, which is the fun part, excuse me, and then just sitting and talking to people,
which is kind of boring.
Yeah, and it gets to that point where I almost wish it was more like the coffee making missions in Persona 5, or even like Cooking Mama, where it's timed and you got to do that, because the talking itself is a nice break for a minute, but it really gets into story. Ridiculous, weird, fantasy story and relationships, and after a while you just don't care.
Yeah, and in the end, there is like this one relationship between these two people who broke up. Remember?
Oh, did they break up?
Yeah, the orc or the elf and the
was it an elf and an orc?
Yeah.
I think so. Anyways, yeah, that was interesting at least, but it wears you out after a while. But anyway, there you go. That was Coffee Talk. And now, thank you for watching the horrifically boring stuff. Goodbye, Dork Pool.
The horror thing already passed.
I know, but we're going to bring it up now.
Okay.
Whoa! Do something scary.